Let me tell you a hidden truth about what genuinely draws women in. It is something many men never fully grasp. It is not about being the tallest, the wealthiest, or the most handsome man in the room. It is not about flashy cars or memorizing clever pickup lines. The real secret lies in the precise words you choose during those crucial early moments of a conversation. Right now, some men remain stuck in dull, forgettable talks with attractive women, while others use just a few powerful phrases that make her lean closer, laugh more openly, and think about him long after the conversation ends. So, what creates that difference? It comes down to simple psychology. After helping thousands of men and observing hundreds of real conversations unfold, I discovered three simple yet powerful phrases that awaken her natural curiosity, help you stand out quickly, and build attraction without pressure. The best part is that you can start using these phrases immediately. You do not need special training or endless practice. One of these phrases works so well that women sometimes text their friends about you shortly after hearing it. Another keeps her attention locked on every word you say. And the third is my personal favorite because it creates instant chemistry. If you want to understand the real psychological mechanics behind instant attraction, tap like right now so more men can discover this. And if you want to change how women respond to you during conversations, keep listening because I am about to share all three. Now think about that moment when a conversation suddenly shifts. That split second when small talk transforms into something engaging and alive. Her eyes light up, her posture softens. A real connection begins to form. This does not happen randomly. It is not magic or luck. It is the science of attraction quietly doing its work beneath the surface. My name is John from Stoic Focus, and for the past 10 years, I have studied thousands of real interactions between men and women. What I have learned can completely change how you view dating from this moment forward. Most men make one major mistake. They spend too much time thinking about what to say to impress a woman instead of focusing on how to make her feel something meaningful. The truth is straightforward. Attraction does not come from flawless sentences. It comes from understanding emotional triggers that naturally pull someone closer to you. Today, I am sharing three phrases that work like hidden keys. They bypass logical thinking and speak directly to emotion. These are not ordinary pickup lines. They are not cheap tricks. They are intelligent shortcuts for communication, supported by modern psychology and tested in real life with hundreds of students. They follow timeless principles of connection and charm. Research from UCLA shows that one of these phrases can make you over 80% more memorable. Another creates what experts call rapid emotional closeness, and the third works so fast that I have seen it spark interest in under 30 seconds. What makes this approach different from typical dating advice is that it is not about controlling or manipulating anyone. It is about building real social skills that work everywhere. At work, at social gatherings, or anywhere you meet someone intriguing. By the end of this, you will understand why these phrases work, when to use them, and how to adapt them so they sound natural in your own voice. No fake techniques, no empty talk, just practical tools you can apply immediately. The first phrase is rooted in curiosity. Conversations follow a natural rhythm, and when you begin a thought but stop before finishing it, the brain automatically seeks closure. This is not about playing games. It is simply how human attention functions. We want to know the rest of the story. Here is how to use it. Wait for the right moment, usually when she shares something personal like a hobby or a short story from her life. Then say something like, "You remind me of someone." Pause briefly, then add, "Actually, never mind." Or you could say, there is something about how you think, but it is not important, and then smoothly move on. You might also say, the way you explained that just now made me think of something. Never mind, I will leave it. The key is to say it casually, as if the thought simply crossed your mind, not like a rehearsed line. Then gently shift the topic. What happens next is fascinating. Her mind starts wondering what you almost said. She may ask later or give you a curious look. This creates a natural push and pull. When she finally asks, she often opens up on a deeper level, not about appearance, but about who she truly is. For example, later you might say, "You have a calm and thoughtful way of speaking. It reminds me of someone who is very comfortable with who they are." Or, "There is a quiet strength in how you talk about your work." This turns simple conversation into something meaningful. It shows you are paying attention and keeps the interaction flowing without pressure. It also sets you apart from men who try too hard to impress. Always remember, this is not about mind games. It is about creating conversations that feel genuine and natural. The second phrase is the hidden compliment. This is a way to make her feel truly seen and valued. Most compliments fail because they are predictable. Attractive women hear, "You are beautiful," all the time. Over the years, they learn to tune out shallow praise. A hidden compliment moves past that barrier. It touches something deeper. This type of compliment is based on observation, not flattery. It works because it connects to who she is beneath the surface. Studies show that compliments about character and ability create far more interest than comments about appearance. Praise of inner qualities stays longer in memory. To use this effectively, wait until she shares something real. Be specific. Instead of saying, "You are smart," say, "The way you explained that shows real depth and clarity." Keep it honest and grounded in what you genuinely notice. You could say, "Most people would not notice this, but you have a natural way of making others feel heard and at ease." Or, "You have a rare balance of strength and kindness that stands out." Another example is, "The way your ideas connect is interesting. When you shared that thought, it showed a fresh perspective." Say it calmly, with relaxed eye contact, and then continue the conversation. Do not wait for praise in return. Inside her mind, several things happen. She feels surprised. "He really noticed that about me." Then she feels appreciated. Someone sees the real me. Attraction grows quietly from that point. A more advanced version is blending observation with appreciation. For example, "The way you handled that moment showed patience, and the way you included everyone showed awareness." Most people miss details like that. Pay attention to feedback. If she simply says "thank you" and shuts down, if it sounds generic, or if it feels too personal too early, adjust next time. This approach aligns closely with Stoic principles. Marcus Aurelius wrote about seeing beyond appearances. This style of compliment does exactly that. It demonstrates presence, awareness, and emotional intelligence, qualities that have always defined high-value individuals. Here is a simple challenge. In your next conversation with a woman, find one genuine thing to compliment that has nothing to do with her looks. Notice how much warmer her response feels compared to basic praise. The third phrase uses a subtle form of reverse psychology. Instead of focusing entirely on her, you reveal something unexpected about yourself. A small flaw, an uncommon opinion, or a different habit. This sparks curiosity without making you seem needy. It works because people are drawn to what feels authentic and slightly unpredictable. When you gently move against expectations, it creates intrigue and opens the door to deeper conversation. The key is subtlety. It is not about oversharing or self-criticism. It is about showing that you are comfortable being real. The most important rule for all three phrases is this: be yourself. Never pretend to be someone you are not. Use these ideas to reveal who you truly are, not to hide behind a persona. Each phrase creates a different type of connection, but all of them work best when they come from honesty and presence. One creates curiosity, another offers validation, and the third adds intrigue. When you use them naturally in conversation, you will notice women leaning in, asking more questions, and sharing more than they usually do. By practicing these three simple phrases, you will feel more confident in social moments, build stronger connections, and stand out without forcing anything. Always remember, this is never about memorizing lines or using cheap tricks. It is about understanding how people connect and applying that understanding in an honest way. Over time, these ways of speaking will feel completely natural, helping you communicate in a style that feels memorable, attractive, and meaningful. Type yes if you are ready to go deeper. And remember this above all else: the words you choose matter far more than your height, your money, or your social status. Learn these phrases deeply and apply them thoughtfully, and you will begin to notice a clear shift in how women respond to you. Conversations will start to move with less effort. Interactions will feel more genuine and emotionally connected, and attraction will start developing naturally without force. These are not shortcuts or gimmicks. They are reliable methods grounded in psychology that work in real, everyday situations. Begin using them now. Listen closely when people speak. Stay aligned with who you truly are, and observe how outcomes begin to change over time. Now, let me introduce a quiet power move that often makes her feel more drawn to you and even want to pursue you more. There is a hard truth about attraction that most men never fully realize. The person who asks the questions may appear to guide the conversation, but the person who knows how to gently turn questions around often guides the deeper connection. This is not about manipulation or clever tricks. It is about understanding the natural rhythm that makes conversations engaging and alive. When used correctly, this single technique can transform dull small talk into a dynamic exchange where she starts trying to impress you. Why does this feel almost magical when it works? Because many women are used to an unspoken interview format. Men ask one question after another. What do you do for work? Where did you grow up? What do you like to do in your free time? Over time, this pattern becomes predictable, lifeless, and most importantly, it puts all the pressure on her to perform. The reverse question shifts this dynamic completely by inviting her to explain her perspective to you. It subtly changes the balance and signals that you have standards and are not seeking validation from just anyone. When done smoothly, it creates playful tension, the kind that fuels attraction rather than discomfort. When she asks something personal such as, "Why are you still single?" or "What do you enjoy doing?" or "What are you looking for in a partner?" try responding with something like, "Why do you think that is? Take a guess." Or you could say, "I was going to ask you the same thing, but I think I already have a sense of it." Curiosity naturally pulls people in. Now she has to think about you instead of simply answering. Often she ends up revealing more about herself while trying to figure out what you mean. That simple phrase, "I think I already know," adds just enough mystery to keep the exchange engaging. Here is a real example from one of my students. A woman asked him, "So why is a good guy like you still single?" He smiled and replied, "What is your theory?" She laughed and said, "Maybe you are too selective." He responded, "Interesting. What does being too selective look like to you?" In that moment, the interaction shifted from a rigid question and answer format into a smooth, flowing conversation. She leaned in more. Her tone changed. The energy between them became lighter and more playful. More advanced variations include pausing briefly before saying, "I think I already know," or letting a slow, relaxed smile form as she speaks. These subtle details can build anticipation and emotional engagement without saying much at all. After she offers her guess, you can respond with something like, "You are close," followed by, "But the real reason is even better." Just remember not to overuse this approach. Avoid using it for basic factual questions like where you live or what time you work. Do not repeat it so often that you come across as evasive, and always be ready with a relaxed, playful follow-up if she continues probing. The deeper principle behind this comes from Stoic philosophy. It is not events themselves that shape outcomes, but how we respond to them. This method reflects that idea clearly. You are not simply answering questions. You are guiding the tone, pace, and emotional direction of the interaction. The next time a woman asks you something personal, resist the urge to give the predictable, straightforward reply. Instead, turn it back to her in a calm, easy way and notice how much more involved she becomes in the conversation. Everything you have learned here goes far beyond surface-level conversation advice. It represents a new understanding of how real attraction forms and grows. These phrases work because they come from grounded confidence, not from insecurity or the need for approval. They never attempt to control anyone. They simply allow you to present your authentic self in a way that naturally draws the right people closer. That is what makes them powerful. Here is the honest reality. Knowing all of this has no value if you never put it into practice. This week, choose just one approach. It could be the unfinished thought, the deeper compliment, or the reverse question. Use it in a real conversation. Pay close attention to how women react when you stop seeking validation and start creating genuine interest. Notice the shift in energy, tone, and engagement. Share your experience in the comments. Which phrase felt the strongest to you? Where do you plan to try it first? What was the biggest insight you gained from all of this? If this completely changed how you think about attraction, comment "mind blown" below. I read every comment and respond to the ones that truly stand out. For those who want to continue learning, subscribe and turn on notifications. Next time, we will break down another powerful method that naturally makes her want to pursue you. If you are planning to use one of these phrases soon, comment which one you will try first and subscribe for more psychology-based insights that help build attraction in an authentic way. This approach has been used by confident, naturally magnetic men for centuries. And always remember, this is never about memorized scripts or acting like someone you are not. It is about becoming the kind of man who forms strong connections through calm confidence, sharp awareness, and genuine authenticity. Stay true to yourself,